I was live streaming the other day, and someone's like, "Hey, I like you," heart emojis. I'm a big fan of Asians. Me too? For this video, I'm gonna be talking about yellow fever, and I had the lovely guest from the Boke community, you guys, the family, Sakura, to have a female's perspective when it comes to yellow fever. When it comes to me personally having a preference, I don't necessarily judge so much on race, right? Oh, she's Asian, I like her 10 times more than that girl. Oh, she's black, I don't like her. Or, oh, she's white, nah, I don't date white girls. If anything, I judge more on facial attraction than the color of your skin. But that might not be the case for some other people. And I totally get it. When it comes to things like preference and, Asians dating because of, this, and this, I totally get it. Because when you grow up Asian and similar traits and mindsets and certain cultures, similarities, you want to be someone that gets you. And that's one of the things when it's like, hey, if I date an Asian girl, she gets the same struggles that I've been through and grew up through, and our parents gonna get along and all that stuff. Totally fine.
So if you're someone who likes Asian girls, if you like Asian guys, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having that preference.
What's not fine is when someone who's of non-Asian descent subjects someone who is Asian, and that being the sole factor of, oh damn, they're Asian, I super like Asian guys or girls. Hence the term yellow fever, right? You are essentially dating someone not on the basis of who they are as a person, but just because of their race. It's like reverse discrimination. I'm gonna only date you because you're white. I'm only gonna date you because you're black. I'm only gonna date you because you're Asian, and Asian girls are easy, right? And that kind of trickles down, and why I wanted to talk about yellow fever on the female perspective.
And I remember this one guy, he came up to me, and out of nowhere, with no context, he said, I really love that movie Memoirs of a Geisha. It's so awesome. Chinese girls are gorgeous. And you know what? So are you. And I was just kind of taken aback. I was like thinking, I'm not attractive, and this guy is talking about, Japanese and Chinese girls being the same. And he was automatically assuming I was Chinese when I'm not. And I had to tell him, Memoirs of a Geisha, that's a Japanese novel. It's got nothing to do with Chinese women, to which he said, Chinese, Japanese, Asian, they're all the same thing. And I couldn't believe what I heard. And it's that kind of closed-mindedness and arrogance that, makes these guys with yellow fever come across really uneducated. Now, in reference to that story, that guy also went on to say how he's dated Asian girls in the past and how his ex-girlfriend was Asian. And I think it's such a turn-off that when these guys are telling us about their dating history and how they've also dated other Asian girls, they think that they're coming across as open-minded, as cultured, as diversified in their way of thinking because they're choosing to date outside of their own race, right? They think that they're coming across as just so open to everything. However, they're actually having the opposite effect from our point of view.
Like when it comes to race and categorizing, where if I had to be forced into, okay, here's your top 10 list of qualities that you find in a girl, and race has to be on them. You know what ranks before race for me personally? Personality, looks. Are they hustling hard enough? Do they have their ish together? And if they carry themselves with a little swagger. And all the way in the bottom, all the way at the damn bottom would be race. And I think that's no exception on the female perspective as well.
All of you out there, remain open-minded and just embrace a person for all the wonderful qualities that encompass them and make them who they are. That's all I have to say. That's it from me. Thank you, Peter, for inviting me to talk about yellow fever. It's definitely something that needs to be discussed, and I hope you guys kind of have a better understanding about the whole concept, especially from the point of view of an Asian woman. So that's it from me. Bye.
So when it comes to dating Asians or dating Asian people, I'm like, why can't we just date humans, right? Humans like humans. And I guess for some parts of the world where they're super traditional or your environment and you're constantly surrounded by X amount of people and race and culture, you don't really get to venture out and be like, oh, there's other people in the world. But for me personally, I care much more about how you carry yourself and the looks and how you carry yourself, because looks matters, right? That's a different video. But race never mattered for me, but it does so for a lot of other people. But I just gotta surround myself and find more like-minded individuals. And holla at me. No? Okay, sorry. Not always the most positive light when it comes to topics, but I try to shine a light on it. I try to, spread out good vibes. And if you want to follow and check out Sakura, I'll leave her social media links in the bottom. And let's just all love each other, guys. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces.